Hello everybody, this is GiveUAnxiety bringing you guys another Age of Empires 3 video, and this is an exciting one here. This is a tournament match from the GUA December 2019 subscriber tournament. We are in the round of 32. We have Azlak, aka Sir Musket, playing versus IndiaBot aka DivideNConquer, aka Amigo. And game one's being played on Bonnie Springs. IndiaBot is playing as a Japan civilization, and Sir Musket is playing as the Spanish civilization. So this should be a pretty entertaining one here. This is a best of 5. And we do have a $400 prize pool for this tournament, which is really exciting. $400 prize pool for a subscriber tournament is really nice. Really proud of that. And like I said, we raised the funds kind of together. I set a goal that if we got the community to donate $200, that then I would match that $200, and I'd donate $200 of my own money, and we put the prize pool up to $400, and that is exactly what happened. So here we are, guys. Now we have a $400 prize pool for a subscriber tournament, which is really fun. There's a lot of really talented players in this tournament, so it's gonna be a ton of fun to cast, and I'm sure you guys are really enjoy watching this. So let's go. We have Migo playing as Japan up in the north, and down in the south, Sir Musket playing as the Spanish here. Sir Musket going for a training post right off the bat here, and I am casting it. It is early for me. I know it's you know, obviously we have players from all over the world and stuff, but for me it is 7 a.m. so on a Saturday. So I'm gonna try to cast loud, but at the same time I'm like trying not to talk too loud and like slightly whisper. So if I'm kind of like talking under my breath or casting is a little strange, it's just because I'm not trying to be like obnoxiously loud in my apartment at at 7 a.m. I never know like how loud I am to my neighbors. I've never gotten noise complaints, but I don't know. I could imagine like if I'm talking super loud and being obnoxious, that like I would wake up my neighbors or something, and obviously I don't want that to be the case. So yeah, I'll just not be extremely loud, I suppose. Here we go. We have Amigo going for a 35 food charger right by Sir Musket's base here. So Musket pulling the villager to try to steal it, and yeah, we're gonna have a treasure contention here. And Migo's losing a lot of HP. Oh, and I think Musket got this. Let's see. Oh no, and Amigo did get the treasure, so but he did lose a lot of HP on his Explorer. And honestly, I didn't see the TC fire. I don't believe the TC fired at all. But if I was Sir Musket, like I would have popped some villages in the TC, and killing a Japan Explorer in like Age 1 is actually huge, especially if it's close to your town center. Like, he really should put villains in TC to focus fire the Explorer and kill him. But here we go, Migo going for these small coin treasures in the middle of the map. Oh, I was going to put my headphones in, actually. Let me do that. Might make the commentary slightly better. Not sure. I got a pretty new mic, so I'm still getting like used to my setup and everything. But just so... let's do this. Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is the controversial Sir Musket player. I won't go totally into his past, or I suppose, but a lot of, I don't know how much I should say or not say, but I guess a lot of the community, hasn't been a fan of him, and I think he's still currently banned from ESOC tournaments. So I decided to allow him to play in the subscriber tournament series. Perhaps I'm being too nice allowing him to play in it, but basically it's my way of like giving him his like last chance and give him a chance. Ooh, he actually proved away. Oh wow! Oh my god, that's ridiculous. And basically just giving him a chance to show that he can be a part of the AoE3 community and redo his wrongs, I suppose you could say. So yeah, Sir Musket, this is your chance. I think he's aware of it. He's a talented player. He's been improving quite a bit, and I think it would be fun to see him play. But sometimes his attitude and things he does, obviously is not the best. So this is his chance to work towards getting some forgiveness from the ESOC community. Hope he takes it as he should. So it looks like Sir Musket is going to be going for a 2 TP. Yeah, so he starts the second trading post, and this will be pretty nice for Spanish. He's going to have 2 trading posts, and it's on the same route, so you can upgrade that, get Stagecoach. He's got 2 shipments available right now before he even hits H2, he's got 2 shipments available. Like, man, this death ball, or this shipment progression from Spain is going to be ridiculous. And I think this is a matchup that Japan actually struggles versus quite a bit. Like, the Spain Fast Fortress and all-in push, like, Japan, I think, really struggle at defending it, especially versus, like, early cannons. So, and with these early TPs and 2 TPs, like, it's going to make this, like, Fast Fortress, most likely Fast Fortress push, like, death ball really strong. And it's going to be very challenging for Amigo to defend this. So we'll have to see, you know, what Amigo's game plan is. And it's not like a lot of the resources are in front of your base too, so like even trees, you know, it's not like it's gonna be hard to like sneak villagers out to gather resources. And so we are seeing Amigo going with a consulate here. He did age up with the Toshiga Shrine, and now building a consulate in front of the base. He is up to 80 shrine population, so that's pretty good. Up to 80 shrine pop. And wow, okay, I'm actually a little bit disappointed by this from Sir Musket. Building his outpost on top of his TC, which, I mean, if you're doing that Fast Fortress like Death Ball push, you would assume that the tower is going to go like in the middle of the map or, you know, on one of the sides. I think that would be like the more obvious thing to do in this matchup as Spain. But perhaps he's worried about like early Japan consulate, you know, army pushing, and that is what Amigo's going for actually. He shipped export and he's on Japan consulate, so it looks like he may be trying to get some units out really early. So I think that's what Sir Musket was worried about, and potentially it's a good decision not to go forward. But so seeing this forward tower, you know, it could mean that he was just afraid of like some early Japan pressure, because Japan can kind of get a lot of units out early on and put some early pressure on like your tower. So perhaps Sir Musket was worried about that. Another thing that it could indicate is that perhaps Sir Musket's going for an FI or like a fast revolt, building a pretty defensive tower, and doing 2 TPs. He could be going for like a revolt strategy. So we'll have to wait and see. And here we go. So Amigo is going for like, you know, early clubs from the Japan consulate. So he's got 5 of these guys out, and he's immediately sieging down one of Sir Musket's trading posts here. So that is quite nice. It's going to do quite a bit of damage, taking out probably potentially both of these trading posts. But at the same time, Sir Musket is already up to H3. He has 2 shipments stacked right now. And, like, this TP alone already did so much, you know? Like, he's already gotten so much XP from these TPs. Like, it, you know, it's incredible. And he actually backs off. Okay, so he's got some more clubs keep coming. And he just kept 1 club sieging it down so that Sir Musket would not be able to repair it. And now he's going for the second one. So we could see Sir Musket call Minutemen. Like, I think that would be the right call. I think Sir Musket's delaying this, but I feel like he should have called Minutemen and used his Explorer to, you know, try to snare these guys and push them back and to save the trading post. But, yeah, I would have liked to see a Minutemen call here. But it's hard to know if there's going to be, like, Ashes or Yumis following up, and then potentially a waste. The Minutemen would potentially be a waste. But we're seeing both the trading posts get destroyed really quickly, so it's definitely nice for Amigo to take out 2 trading posts like that, and now Sir Musket's going to be in H3 and not have a trading post, which is going to be kind of painful. Wow, 5 dogs. Especially if you're going to make dogs, you need to get those Minutemen. So that's actually really bad, I think, by Sir Musket. Training dogs, he trained the dogs after both TPs were down, so I think that was a big mistake by Sir Musket right here. Kind of just... I mean, they're trading decent, but it could obviously could have been way better. And actually going to lose his Explorer here. So, oh, training more dogs too. Okay. I mean, they're working. I don't know. Is this a cost-effective trade? Like, they're actually doing decent work. Okay, they're actually kind of wrecking these clubs. Wow, they cleaned up all those clubs. So honestly, that might have been pretty cost-effective. That was like 10 clubs, which perhaps dogs are just that good for some. But I think that definitely could have went a little bit better for Sir Musket. If he would have either trained the dogs sooner, or if he would have called Minutemen, he could have potentially saved at least 1 trading post, maybe even 2 of the trading posts. But anyways, here we are. Both players are actually both in H3 right now. So like I said, Sir Musket, no trading posts, but he got so much XP from those 2 that I think he has 1 shipment on the way, and he still has another 1.5 like in the bank. So he's not going to be hurting on XP really, since he had 2 TPs for like really early on for a decent amount of time. But meanwhile, looking at Amigo's base, he's in H3, he is training Yumis, and he has the Golden Pavilion here. So he is going to be able to ship what do you call them? He is going to be able to ship flaming arrows, which will be really big, because I think Japan, generally, they struggle versus Spain when the Japan player gets like too focused on H2 and maybe like shrine too heavy, or they focus too much on eco, and then they're in a situation where they're H2 versus H3 Spain, and then it becomes very difficult for Japan. But if you can get H3 and you can get flaming arrows out, then it kind of like really changes everything up. And that's what we're seeing. So I actually really like this build from Amigo. He's H3, he still has the superior eco, and he's got 2 flaming arrows out to deal with cannons, and he's putting together a pretty good mass. Meanwhile, Sir Musket, working on his military, shipping some units, shipped 2 cannons and then lancers, and just took out 1 shrine here, so he may be go time for Sir Musket here. Take a quick look at text completed before the action begins. Just hunting dogs and gang saw. Yeah, I believe we see no market from Amigo, which I actually really like, because like that's what I was saying. I think a lot of Japan players could like maybe build a market and spend a lot of resources on that, but I think it's just way more beneficial to just skip that and just go H3. I mean, you still have the superior eco too, even. 8 ashes coming in for India bot. Big engage here. Our lancers may get onto the units. Flame arrows are firing away. Flame arrows are in really good positioning. Sir Muskie not taking the best position here with his cav. I believe 1 flaming arrow going down. 2 cannons are still up here. Second flaming arrow about to go down to these lancers, and still 2 cannons alive. So cannons wasting a couple volleys here. I think Sir Muskie needs to maybe back up with his cav here. They're going in when they really shouldn't be, and Skirmisher's actually just attacking the Wonder here, so a little bit sloppy from Sir Muskie right now. He's got to refocus his army, micro his army here. And I feel like once again he's kind of wasting his huss. You have cannons, you don't need to really push in, just let your cannons do the work, and let your skirms do the work, rather than, I don't know, but here we go. Now the cannons have caught up, they are starting to get some good volleys in. Min-men are being called here. I mean, cannons are, still doing quite a bit of work. I think Sir Musket wasting those cav a little bit more than he should have been, but he's still in a pretty good position here. So it's 2 cannons. We have 2 barracks up for Amigo here. Just skirms and Yumi right now. If we see like a batch of Nagy's pop or like a Nagy shipment, that could be painful for Sir Musket. 2 flaming arrows. Good volley for Sir Musket there. 1 flaming arrow, very weak. Skirmisher's trying to finish off that flaming arrow. It lives. So we have 2 flaming arrows and a handful of Yumi. Sir Musket retreating with his skirmishers. Pretty decent fight overall. I think it definitely could have went better for Sir Musket. I think his micro wasn't the best there. At one point, just like at the beginning of the engagement, kind of pushing your cav into these like choke points wasn't really the best start to the fight. And then for a while, he had his skirms attacking the Wonder, and he kind of sent his cav in when the cav were attacking basically by themselves, and the cannons were still too far behind. So I think Sir Musket messed up a little bit with the micro there. But with that being said, he's still looking pretty okay here. He's gonna picks off 1 flaming arrow here. And he's looking to retreat, looking at the ecos there, pretty even here. We have a Rattle Arrow shipment in for Sir Muskets. And stable going down for Sir Musket now. So it looks like Sir Musket is going pretty heavy with the skirms. He does have the rod, so it looks like he's going for a skirm rod composition, which I think is actually quite nice here. He's going to have to be careful. It looks like, yeah, I don't think we're seeing any Nagys really being trained. There's no stable. Amigo could, ship the Nagys, but I guess that, that's his only way to really get the Nagys at this point. And let's take a look at the berries. Is Amigo running low? He is. Wow, that is actually really bad. It looks like, oh, and Amigo shipping 8 muskets. Okay, so, it felt like he kind of had to ship an army, but he's got, oh, wait, never mind. I thought that was 200, my mistake. Okay, so he's still got 2,000. And I think, did he ship the cherry orchards earlier? Or? No, he did not. He just hasn't really gone through them a whole lot yet. Okay, so this one still has 2,000. I misread that. I was going to say if that was like, 200, that would have been super crucial, but no. So he's got about 2,000 food left, which is quite good still. Alright, so Sir Musket getting out on the map, sieging down these shrines. And wow, there's a lot of Lancers, shipping 4 Lancers, and then I believe training a batch of 5 there. So wow, this army is looking very scary for Sir Musket. I think he's in a pretty good position here with these Lancers coming. Oh, the Explorer is going to spot the Lancers, so let's see if Amigo sees this on time. Here we go, big engage. I think Amigo's going to have to retreat here. Flaming Arrow getting a lot of good hits on here, but here are the Lancers. Let's see how this trade goes. The Flaming Arrow getting a lot of shots in from behind completely for free here, not getting damage at all. But the Lancers are doing a lot, taking quite a bit, while the Skirms are putting down a lot of damage here. And wow, Amigo's surviving this and forcing Sir Musket back, actually. I thought this was going to go a lot better. Ooh, and that last fight was quite painful. That Flaming Arrow, full HP that entire fight, was just doing quite a bit of work there. Oh, I thought that was honestly going to go a lot better for Sir Musket. I thought those Lancers were going to do much better. I kind of cleaned up the armor there, but... and while now Sir Musket really moving out on the map for hunts, looks like he probably hasn't scouted this, unfortunately. And there's the 5 Nagys being shipped for Amigo. And now he is running pretty low on the food. He's at 1,000 food. And that was... maybe that should have been 2 Cherry Orchards, or perhaps he just wants to right-click and kind of end this game. But his next shipment will most likely have to be Cherry Orchards. Here we go, another engage. Lancer's going to have to retreat here, looks like. And there we go, 1 Cherry Orchard is out. At the same time, the gold mine runs out there. Hand cavalry coming in for Sir Musket. Slowing down with the military unit shipment progression, at least. A couple auto bills here, all trying to get on that last bison. Are there? There's no berries on this map, right? Where are these? Oh, they're just going on the gold mine. And this Cherry Orchard's only at 500, so... and Amigo's still a little bit of ways away from a shipment. So he's going to have to gather wood and build a mill. This is definitely going to be a stall in his unit production by a significant amount here. So we'll see if Sir Musket can take advantage of this. But I don't know, this is probably the time where Sir Musket does not want to fight, because this is where Amigo's at his strongest. He decided to ship a unit shipment rather than shipping the mills. So this is where Amigo's at his strongest. He has to, I mean, he is ahead in eco a little bit, but I feel like Sir Musket doesn't want to fight in this position, but of course he doesn't know this. And there we go, Cherry Orchard is out. You need about 0 villagers on food currently. Still quite far away from it, not, a little bit of ways away from a shipment. All villagers trying to get on the wood here. He's getting close to that 400 wood pretty quickly, so he'll probably just drop a mill with 10 vills. So we'll be able to at least have some villagers on food. And there we go. So the rice paddy is down for India bots. Army populations are pretty even here, so quite a bit of Lancers, decent mix of rods and skirmishers versus a handful of Nagys, primarily actually some clubs, still that 1 Flaming Arrow. And we have a stable now going down for India bot here. Losing the Explorer, but probably seeing the entire army there. Could have got a lot of valuable information there. And if Sir Musket would have been able to keep the trading post alive, like I think he probably should have earlier on, like that could have been huge. Just the 1 TP, getting XP this entire time could have been massive. But he ended up losing both his trading posts pretty early there. And there we go, Amigo now shipping 2 Cherry Orchards. So I'm gonna be a little bit of a stall in Amigo's, production, at least shipment wise. But now he fixed his food crisis, and he'll be sitting pretty good there. But Sir Musket at the same time running out of hunt here, and the only hunt is on this side. He's doing a good job finding all the hunts and being out on the map, but it looks like he just ran out of gold mine actually, so these guys are going to the gold. Sir Musket shipping 12 pikes, and it might be go time for him. And 74 military unit population to 58, so wow, this army is looking quite scary. And he does have cavalry combat on these Lancers. So here we go. Sir Musket is pushing it. Lancers getting on top of the Ashes. And yeah, this Spanish army looks pretty scary here. Flaming Arrow in really good position here. Let's see how much work this guy gets. I think he's going to do a lot in this fight. Villagers here to possibly tank a little bit. Hard to say which way this one's going. 5 Nagys coming in as reinforcements. That's going to be massive. And this Spain army just looks like it's melting so quickly. He's really trying to get onto that one Flaming Arrow. He does kill the Flaming Arrow, but the Nagys, and all of a sudden, Amigo looks like he's just dealing with this. Going to clean up these skirms. These 5 Nagys were actually massive. If those 5 Nagys didn't come in, I think Sir Musket would have been looking pretty good. You know, him and the muskets, but those 5 Nagys really changed the way that fight looked. And now all of a sudden I think Amigo is looking really good. Has a spear, and yeah, we do see GG from Sir Musket, so yep, he taps out, and there's the GG. Really well fought, but game 1 is going to Amigo here. Yeah, that was a really good game there. But like I said, I would say there's a couple points you could, couple turning points in this game that you could point out. I think losing the 2 TPs kind of for free was a little bit painful. I don't think that should have happened. I think that was Sir Musket's like first kind of big mistake. And then the initial fight here, I think Sir Musket should have won this fight much better than he did. It was definitely a little bit sloppy, like having his cav attack here at this main choke point to start the fight. I didn't like. And then even a bit after that, he had like his skirms attacking the Wonder and his cannons too far away to the units to fire. But then at the same time, he sent his 5 cav in, so then it was basically the 5 cav fighting like the entire Jap army by itself before the skirms and the cannons, you know, got in position to you know, be able to support those hussars. So pretty well fought there, really well played by Amigo. Pretty well fought by Sir Musket, but I think making some small crucial mistakes there. Costing him the game. Alright, so we're going to get into game 2 here, so let's see what map we get for game 2. Alright, game 2 is going to be played on Malaysia, and let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Amigo. Let's see what civilization Amigo gets here in game 2. Amigo getting the Ottoman civilization. Alright, and Sir Musket, let's see what civilization Sir Musket gets here in game 2. Sir Musket getting the India civilization. Lancers getting on top of that. Alright, giving these players a minute to think about their strategies. We'll have to see if either player wants to do a civ respin. Sir Musket clicking in. Alright, here we go, guys. We are getting into game 2 here in this best of 5. Amigo currently up 1-0. Game 2 being played on ESOC Malaysia. Amigo playing as the Ottomans and Sir Musket playing as the India civilization here. This is quite an interesting matchup. I don't see this one, a ton. I believe people say that this is quite Ottoman favored, so we'll have to see how both of these players decide to play this one. There is C on the map for both players, quite a bit of fish, so we could see players, do some kind of sneaky strategies and perhaps go for C, but we'll have to see. Alright, starting with 400 wood here for the Ottoman, so he's going to be able to get a trading post very easily here. And yep, it is wood start, and then India starting with 100 food and his 400 wood. Alright, taking a look at the map here. It is a pretty aggressive map as a lot of your resources and hunts are in front of your base. So it can reward aggressive play quite a bit, but at the same time you can try to turtle and go for the C. It can be a little bit tricky, but it definitely can pay off if you do it correctly. And both players have the potential to go for C here. It's probably more conventional for India to try to go for a C boom than Ottoman, but both players can go for the C boom. It's not super common, but we'll have to see if either of these players try to pull that out. And Sir Musket potentially trying to go for this trading post, but Amigo taking the trading post first. And I think Sir Musket just kind of scouting, keep an eye. Looks like he didn't want to build this one with this explorer. So, oop. All right, and IndiaBot does build a church here, a mosque. Take a look at text completed if he's gonna be working on anything there. And IndiaBot with the trading post gets that pass right there. I believe he did, right? Or did he barely miss that pass? I'm not sure. Maybe he did barely miss him. I'm not quite sure. That would actually be kind of painful if he missed that pass. You know what? It looks like he did actually, because he's only like halfway to a shipment. And I saw it going by. He might have barely missed getting that XP pass, which is kind of painful because this XP route is quite large. I think he barely missed getting that, which is going to slow down his shipment, a lot, obviously. All right, we have an 80 coin treasure here for Sir Musket. He's got his eyes set on. Both players gathering up their cows. Alright, Sir Musket picking up this 80 coin. So we could potentially see Amigo go for like a 2 TP stagecoach. Maybe go for H3 play with Ottoman, or perhaps he'll go forward base H2. Do like a Barracks Artillery Foundation. We'll have to see. There's definitely lots of possibilities here with both civilizations, I think. And yeah, looks like Amigo does have his eyes set on building the second trading post. Has his explorer in position, and as soon as he gets that 200 wood, there he goes. So he's going to have 2 TPs, which is quite nice for the Ottoman. And not surprised with that 400 wood start, I think it makes a lot of sense. There's a 35 wood treasure back in the base here that Amigo may be going for after getting his TPs up. And we do have a very defensive aggro here from Sir Musket, using 2 villagers to build the aggro, which I think is just a smart play here. You don't want to be too aggressive versus the Ottoman. And let's take a look at both these players' stacks, see if they have C on the agenda. And yeah, looking at Sir Musket's stack, he does have East, India, Min. So he could potentially ship that. He also has his Tiger Claws, and then even recruitments, all the Marathon and Thuggies. This is actually classic Sir Musket shipment. We may actually see this versus Ottoman. It might actually be good versus like Janissaries if a Janin Rush comes. So We'll have to see. This could be interesting. What is this one? Enemy units nearby India monk are slower? What? Alright. Okay, Sir Musket. Alright. We see you. Alright, so India bot is on his way to up to H2. I don't know why this. Whoa. I don't know why this is black up there. It's kind of weird. I'd probably have to restart my game to get rid of that, but whatever. And we do have a villager going out on the map here for Amigo. Looks like Sir Musket may spot him. Nope, just missing him. Oh, and we do have a dock down for Amigo, so he's going for that water boom. Let's see if Sir Musket scouts it. He is close. I don't think he scouted it yet. It's unfortunate you can't put on like fog war for each specific player, but I don't think Sir Musket saw this. He came really close to seeing the boat, but I'm pretty sure he did not see it. He did see the 700 wood, however. So maybe he'll still be expecting a water boom regardless because he saw 700 wood. And yeah, look at this, the lone villager building a dock on Sir Musket's side of the map. You actually see this quite common, on this map, building a dock on your opponent's pond, which is really fun, really cool. And Sir Musket sending his 2 Sea Boy to perhaps kill his villager. The dock will get up. Not sure how Sir Musket really saw this. Perhaps his explorer did scout the villager crossing, and maybe he's just watching the coastline. Or going for the TP. No, he's actually just going to siege the TP. So he did not see this dock or this villager. He's just going to siege this trading post to slowly siege it down. So Sir Musket did see the wood, so I think he's got to be thinking of a boat boom, because what else would Otto do shipping 700 wood? I think you got to assume that Ottoman's going for a boat boom if you see 700 wood on the floor. So hopefully Sir Musket realized that. Taking a look at Sir Musket himself, he did ship the 2nd wood trickle as his first H2 card, so that is quite good. That's quite boomy. And he only trained 3 Gurkhas, so I think he's probably got quite a few market upgrades here. Yeah, he is getting his market upgrades pretty early here, so he's playing pretty boomy himself. But however, is that going to be enough to outboom 2 dock boat boom from Otto? It is no shooters, but still, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here. And Amigo is on his way to H3 with 2 TPs and a boat boom going. He's going to be up to H3, man. He's still behind an Eco actually by a pretty significant amount, I would suppose. He's down 6 villagers. And Sir Musket also has 2 wood circles, so I mean, now just down 4 right after saying that, because he's obviously catching up very quickly with these boats. But he's down maybe like 8 or 10 villas right now, if you count the wood trickles. So we do have a consulate and a saber going down for Sir Musket here. Sir Musket not looking to go H3 at all, shipping 600 wood now. So getting his infrastructure built up here. So there we go. Amigo is now in H3, has his boat boom going. And it looks like Sir Musket's going to be trapped in H2 here, making more Gurkhas. I don't think he has any plans on going H3 anytime soon. So he's going to have to figure a way out about how to deal with 2 cannons and just how to deal with this Ottoman H3 military. If you can just get enough mass and kind of multitask your opponent, you could be okay, but definitely can be tricky trying to be India in H2 dealing with Ottoman in H3. So here you go. Looks like Sir Musket is going to try to siege down this trading post. What's up, Head Killer? My mic quality sounds much better. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, and that's awesome. That's somebody I know you've been busy doing things, so you haven't been around as much. But that's awesome because you're a perfect person. Because I was asking that question in my recent streams, if my quality's been better, and obviously you haven't been around a little while, so you're the perfect person to ask since you're used to my old quality, and then you just come back and you come back to this. So and you're saying it's an awesome, big improvement. So that's awesome. That makes me feel good. And yeah, I did make some pretty major improvements. It was Black Friday week or whatever, Thanksgiving. So they had some really good deals actually. And I was kind of planning on getting a mic for a while, Long story short, I'm gonna wrap this up, but yes, it was Black Friday week. I was gonna buy a mic, but then I saw a really good Black Friday deal, and it was basically a really good mic, along with a really good webcam, and it was for really cheap. You know, I mean not really cheap, but the microphone by itself was gonna be like maybe like $100, and then the camera by itself would be like another $100. But I got basically both of them for like $120. So it was like really a good deal for, you know, the Thanksgiving deals. So yeah, I'm actually really excited. Yeah, this new mic's really nice, and it definitely should sound better. And just improving the stream quality overall, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you guys should be enjoying it quite a bit more. But anyways, back to the game. All right, so let's see. Oh my God, Amigo's going H4 actually. So he could have put on the aggression there, but instead going H4, which is he just gonna go for a fast revolt? Oh my God, what does Sir Musket do for a revolt? But it looks like Sir Musket's actually macroing to age up himself. This is a really wonky game. Looking at the ecos, they're pretty even. Amigo's getting the C boom going quite good. I'm not sure if Sir Musket even knows about the C either, to be honest. I mean, he's got to know something's up. He probably have to assume it, but I don't know if he like physically scouted either of the docks. And yeah, it looks like Amigo's going for the revolt. And I think this is going to be really tough for Sir Musket to deal with. He's now aging up himself, but I think the revolt might come in before the age up comes in. And it's like, walls are now coming down. Definitely good, but I mean, is it going to be in time? Sir Musket does kill both trading posts, which is nice, but we're going to be seeing a revolt very soon here from Amigo. And he's still going to have like a lot of fishing boats, so he's going to revolt, but he'll still have eco to train the militia guys. Ottoman revolt, pretty old school strategy, with a spin on it with the C, you know. It used to be kind of common back in like RE days, people doing Ottoman revolts. And here we go, we do have factories coming in first, or just one factory. And yeah, here's the revolt, people. Oh God. This is going to get interesting. Looking at the score, Amigo's at 169 to 143. You're about to see the revolt come in and see that score jump. And there we go, from 169 to 265. The revolt is in. Sir Musket's got to be panicking. He does have the ceasefire, which actually will be really good. I think it's really good that he went out with this wonder, because he has 2 shipments banked. So that ceasefire will buy him some time. It's not a lot of time, but I mean, he needs all the time he can get right now. And yeah, this army is looking pretty scary. The walls are really good, actually really massive. Without these walls, Amigo would already be clicking on this army. Ceasefire coming in perhaps a little bit sooner than it should have. Should have maybe waited for the walls to start getting attacked or something. Could have maybe, you know, bought like a few more seconds, but either way, ceasefire definitely gonna be big. And Amigo's still dancing around quite a bit. I feel like Amigo should really commit. I mean, I guess he can wait for like cannons and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like every second you give to Sir Musket is kind of a mistake here. Sir Musket getting away with a lot of time here, a lot more than he should, I feel like. So we could potentially be, and Sir Musket had 2 shipments stacked, so we're going to be seeing quite a bit from Sir Musket here. Could potentially ship his 2 siege elephants. Wow. Okay. Does he know something that I don't know? He shipped 7 Rajputs. Are they good versus like colonial militia? I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. He's actually leaving his base. I don't know about this. He's getting a lot of free shots here, but I feel like Sir Musket should retreat. There you go. Yeah, you got some good volleys in. Now back off. Back off. Shipping 7 Rajputs as he hit that's an H3 shipment. Okay. Wow, he doesn't really have like Sepoy in his deck. Oh, that's kind of painful. Not having Sepoy. I mean, he does still have like Zams and Gurkhas and the siege elephants he could be going for. We really should rebuild these walls. And I don't know, Amigo giving him a lot of time. I mean, I don't think Amigo should be like dancing around as much as he is. I mean, he still has like 15 villagers on fishing, but I mean, there he goes. I guess he's waiting for this, the Gatling guns. And this is where I'm saying, like, Sir Musket needs, and he shipped 9 Zams. He really needed to ship his siege elephants. You gotta be assuming that there's gonna be some artillery coming. But now Sir Musket's going to be in a really scary position. I mean, with the siege elephants, they could have been a really big sniping, you know, these Gatling guns and potentially great bombards, but Sir Musket does see the Gatling gun, so at least now he'll be aware of what he perhaps needs to do. Does have his sepoy upgraded. Wonder what the cooldown, it doesn't show the cooldown in observe mode. But Sir Musket going to try to buy as much time as he can. Should really just continue walling here, really. Wall as much as he possibly can. And we'll have to see if Sir Musket can hold out here. Oh, look at that. Explorer sharpshooting one of the Gardner Hussars. Very smart play from Amigo. It's something I need to work into my play a bit more. TC is going to go down, and is that Sir Musket's only shipping point? It is. I don't know if he has a shipment on the way. If he... Oh, he did have a shipment on the way, I think, and it got canceled. Oh, that's painful. And this TC is going to be a while before he gets built. Trains one caravel. I don't... Well, I guess that's okay. He is going to be able to kill these fishing boats, which will be quite nice. He needs to re-wall, I think, and just buy more time. I feel like Amigo's delaying this a lot more than he should be. He's heavy, I guess, just killing the base, but I don't know. He could try to push onto the base. And Amigo actually went for this before ship, well, or he does still have another factory he could ship, right? No, yeah, he can't ship the factory, so he went for a one factory revolt, which is kind of interesting. Alright, so now Sir Musket, well, no, he can't ship anything because he's housed extremely painfully. Sir Musket just, I think, not reacting in time. He needs to, like, every villager should be building a house. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's just gathering resources, but, I mean, he needs to have, like, every single villager building a house right now. So he could train units, ship something. I'm not sure what the cooldown is on the ceasefire. Maybe he could get one more use out of it. I don't know. I fortunately can't see what the cooldown is there. Villager is getting caught here. And he could now ship something. What was that? Alright, GG, I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that was kind of weird. I had some weird noise. It sounded like somebody was in my apartment. kind of scared the shit out of me for a second. Alright, I guess I'm okay. So, Sir Musket tapping out here. Didn't ship the 2 siege elephants, which felt painful. And, I don't know, I mean, it would have been tough, but I feel like he should have played it out. But yeah, I think that was a really good strategy from Amigo. I mean, anytime, like, I don't know, you're playing versus Revolt, you know, eventually the Revolt's going to stop. Like, eventually he won't be able to get more units. So if you could just find some way to keep villagers alive, if sometimes it's like, man, if you could hide, like, a few villagers in the corner of the map and have, like, you could have crazy Revolt games where you have, like, 3 villagers left and you could win the game, you know? If it gets to those weird, like, late stages of the Revolt where, like, he just can't do anything. So you could, like, even, like, put a villager in, like, a ship or something and do some, like, weird gimmicky stuff to, like, delay it and have, like, 2 villagers gathering resources and somehow win the game. So it always feels like you should never resign in a Revolt until, like, you lose every villager. But Sir Musket just tapping out here. Alright, so we're going to get into game 3 right away here in this best of 5. Amigo currently up 2-0. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for the map. See what map we get here. Oh. Alright, so we're playing on Indonesia. And let's spin the wheel for Amigo. Let's see what civilization Amigo gets here in game 3. Amigo getting the French civilization. Alright, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Sir Musket. Let's see what civilization Sir Musket gets here in game 3. Sir Musket getting the Dutch civilization. Alright, let's see if either player uses their civ respin. Whoever asks for it first gets it. Both players still have their civ respin available. Playing on Indonesia, Sir Musket with the Dutch, in the about with the French civilization. Sir Musket clicking in. Looks like Amigo perhaps making some alterations to his deck. Gonna give these guys time. And I mean, I think I like Dutch here on this map in this matchup, because one, Dutch, you know, they can go C. And also Dutch is like good on no TP maps. While French, you know, they kind of struggle to go see. They're not much of a water civ, and they're also not that great on non-TP maps. Like French really benefit from trading posts quite a bit. So I definitely like the civ advantage for Sir Musket here. But with that said, you could always see like a 2-racks Expo Pike rush from French, which can be painful. So we'll have to see what Amigo's going for here. But I think I do like the civilization, the matchup here for Sir Musket. So we'll have to see if he can capitalize on this. I think he just needs to be careful, not get surprised by like an all-in rush here from Amigo, because I think it's much more likely Amigo will go for some really all-in build than it will be for like Amigo to fight C, you know. Alright, this one's taking a little while to load in here. Perhaps just the Indonesia. Alright, so we have 100 wood start here for the Dutch and just the gold. And it's 100 wood for Amigo and a gold crate. Alright guys, so this is do or die for Sir Musket. He's currently down 2-0 in this best of 5 and needs to win this one to stay alive. We're playing on Indonesia. We have Amigo playing as the French. Sir Musket playing as the Dutch here. We'll have to see if Sir Musket has plans for C or if he's going to stick to the land. And what Amigo is going to do here, playing as French on Indonesia, it definitely can be tricky. Both players coming across this 90 food treasure. Neither one sharpshoots it, neither one starts it. But here we go, actually Sir Musket getting caught out a bit. So that's a little bit unfortunate, very quickly getting his Explorer caught. And, Amigo with the Explorer of his own and the native, so he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here. I'm going to force Sir Musket to have to retreat here. He's not doing the snare trick, not trying to really escape. So he's going to lose quite a bit of damage on this Explorer. Looks like he's actually not really doing anything. Now he's finally attacking the native, but he was losing a lot of HP there before really responding. And Inibot just putting as much damage onto the Explorer as he can, and then ooh, okay, very nice. There we go from Sir Musket. Now we're responding appropriately, using his boat to put the scout in there and escape. So that was a really good play from Sir Musket. And there is the envoy for Sir Musket. Oh, look at this. Both players using their fishing boat that they start with here. I wonder if that just reminded of Indiabot about his. I mean, his might have been idled, or perhaps it was on fish. I didn't look at the start there. All right, drops that explorer off. Gonna see an 80 wood or 80 coin treasure. Amigo hurting the second hunt here a little bit. I don't know. Gonna slow down his age up. Usually you just gather from these two elephants and then age up, and then after the age up you start hurting your second hunt. But he's gonna do it a little bit sooner, which is probably gonna cause him to have a little bit more idle TC time. So kind of questionable. Alright, Sir Musket is now on his way to age 2, and he's getting up there a lot quicker than Amigo, as we're seeing. You know, Sir Musket just clicking up there, and Amigo is only at 700, 600 food right now. So, yeah, this French age up is going to be quite a bit late compared to the Dutch age up. We'll have to see if Sir Musket can, you know, use that to his advantage in any way. Perhaps just play a bit safer, getting more banks up, or putting on some aggression. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's not a massive difference, but it does feel nice to get up to H2, you know, before your opponent by, you know, a substantial amount of time. Alright, let's take a look at these decks, see if either player has any water on the agenda. And wow, Sir Musket, no water in his deck. That just feels bad. Like, why? I mean, at the very least, get Schooners or Boat Card. Like, you could easily have those in your deck and still have, like, a land deck. I don't know. That seems very strange. But that is what he chose. And Indiabot with land deck of his own. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with that, but maybe he saw Indiabot with pure land deck, and then he decided to go pure land. I'm not sure, but. And we do have two villagers crossing the map here for Amigo, so this is what I was expecting, perhaps like some really heavy aggression from Indiabot. And yeah, Sir Musket is up to H2. He is building his first bank here. And he is hurting this hunt, so I think Sir Musket's going to perhaps see these villagers. Nope, maybe not. Oh, the explorer is going to... Oh my gosh, he's like just barely not scouting these villagers. That's a little bit painful. Alright, Amigo finally up to H2 there. And he is dropping a barracks. Aging up with 400 wood politician. And yeah, the hunts are not great for Sir Musket. He's starting to do a pretty good job hurting them in, but they are both forward. He does kill the native, which is really nice, and he does scout this barracks. So that is actually, you know, obviously really good to see that, to have that information. So it's just a single barracks. Let's take a look at what's in queue. We do have crossbows in queue here for Indiabot. Is it just... Oh, he's probably had 700 wood on the way, I would assume. Text completed. He did actually get steel traps, so he's rushing, but also doing early steel traps here. I would assume we're going to be seeing 700 wood come on the floor for Indiabot, and then, yep, there's a 700 wood. Probably will drop a second Rax and do that Expo Pike Rush, just like I said. So, Sir Musket with the information. Oh no, he's actually dropping a stable. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Nice little wall segment. Really like this. See if we can get this up. We do now have a barracks going down for Sir Musket and a market. Oh, we gotta keep it close on this villager though. Nice pulls him back in time. And he's using these cows. I like this. I would just go for the cows early. Like, I mean, maybe not this early. This is okay. You don't want to waste these cows. A lot of times players will, you know, keep the cows and then they won't eat the cows, and then the game will like already be over. The game will already be decided, and they'll just be floating the, you know, these cows in their base, not using them when they're a very fast food source. So it's good to eat the cows before the game is like heavily favored in, you know, one person's favor. And yeah, really nice walls from Sir Musket here, actually. Really like that. Skirmishers being trained here, especially with, since there's a stable, it makes, you know, the walls that much more important. Oh, and this is really nice, even keeping this boat right here, so I like that. So we have that bank wagon come out for Sir Musket after 700 wood. Taking a look at text completed here. And there we go, Cav on the field. Sir Musket does see this. And honestly, if I was Sir Musket, I would be ballsy, just put these skirms out here, get some free hits, hit and run, like get a free shots, and then Amigo's gonna beeline his Cav here, thinking he could catch the skirms, and then he could just pop the skirms in the boat and just get a lot of like free volleys off. I think he should really bait him hard. I think I would have liked to see Sir Musket be baiting him a lot more than he is. This one house a little bit far out, could potentially call Miniman. I think he's still in a pretty good spot here. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna force him to bot back. So I think Sir Musket's looking pretty good here. He could repair this house. Yeah, I would repair that house since it is a bit far out. But he's got a pretty good skirm mass together here. Migo now shipping 700 gold. And looks like now he's switching to Musket's Huss. Which actually I don't like versus India. I don't like Muskets at least. And we do have a stable going down for Sir Musket back at home. Kind of closing off this wall and another bank. So a pretty well built base here from Sir Musket. He didn't repair the house, however. Oh, and we have one random villager moving forward here. Two villagers. Oh, if Sir Musket sees this, he could snipe those villas. Skirmisher is getting a volley in. Went onto the Cav, however. Oh my god, two villas. Yeah, unfortunately he didn't repair that house. And there we go. Sir Musket does now finally see the villa. He snipes it, the one villa immediately. Doesn't see the other one yet. Could potentially call Miniman here before losing this nice house, but perhaps just waiting for the right moment. Slight pause here. Alright. I don't think you can switch when pause. Nope. Oh wait, can you? I don't know if it loaded now. Alright, so Amigo actually with the overwhelming military here, but at the same time, you know, Sir Musket is Meal called Miniman, and he has a really well built base, and I think he has some units in queue. So here we go, it's go time for Amigo. Let's see what he can do here. And I think this boat could be coming in handy so much. Look at this. He's gonna keep getting volleys off, and boom, I would have even maybe done one more volley. Now drop him out, drop him off right there. No, don't even run that much. Just drop him off right here and shoot. There's no reason to, like, they could shoot, go on the boat, shoot, go on the boat. You can do so much. He's wasting so much time with these skirms. Like, oh my god. These skirms could be getting so many shots off. Oh, and now the vills need to go on the boat. Oh my god, dude. Just drop the skirms off. What are you doing? Like, just attack with the skirms. Oh, no. God, that rack should not have gone down there. And, oh man, Sir Musket's really, I think, panicking right now. He's going to drop off his villas there, which I think is nice, but like his skirms could be getting so many hits in here and like really not being threatened at all. And the potential min-men could be called. Like the Huss are in, no, Huss aren't even in queue here. Sir Musket has so many resources. I think he's just in full panic mode right now. He does call min-men, but it's like a very poor min-men call now. He doesn't even have any Huss in queue. Like I think he's just in full panic mode. Like he was in a really good position where he should have like defended this like kind of easily, but I think he's just really panicking a lot here. And now he has no military building when it just looked so sloppy from Sir Musket, honestly. And there we go, we have some marathon dacoits being trained, but like man, I don't know how we didn't get any Huss out of that stable or even skirms. Like now put the skirms back in, like well, this is not looking good for Sir Musket. I mean, he's ahead in score, but no, I mean, it's just so painful. Like, how are the skirms not in here right now? Well, this one not going good for Sir Musket. He's actually aging. Like, why age? You could have just... This is so confusing. Honestly, I think Sir Musket just in full panic mode and just, you know, not making the best choices here. He's gonna age up. He doesn't have a shipment available. He's not even close to having a shipment available. Like, why are you aging? He could have easily held off that push. It's honestly painful to watch. Like, he let the Varys die for free on the stable too, and he had resources, but I guess He had tunnel vision, wanted to age rather than just training units. Colonial Militia now coming in. It might be enough to save. Oh yeah, and there you go, batch of Minutemen are called. So it is actually going to push IndiaBot back, and I think it's going to save the TC. Oh no, I don't know if he's. No, he does have Wilson here yet. So that is the Colonial Militia batch. I don't think IndiaBot's gonna be able to kill this town center now. Actually, now sending Bills out to punch, kind of, not really. He's definitely could be doing some bill punching. I don't know how many bills he has in there, but yeah, this is not the best play from Sir Musket, to be honest. Looks like he brought back his Explorer, popping some vills out. Wow, he had that many vills in town center. Like, you gotta do some vill punching, man. What else was he doing? And that is quite painful. I think Sir Musket went in like full panic mode. Like, this is not a game Sir Musket should have lost. Like, he could have easily won this game. Like, he should have won this. But I think he just went in like full panic mode and nah, I don't know. just didn't, you know, do what he could have. Like, he could have been hitting and running with those skirms so much. Like, just pop him out on the shore, shoot. And once Cav start moving to you, put him immediately back in the boat. Then just move the boat over here, drop him off, shoot. Like, if those skirms alone could have like killed like that entire army, like pushed that entire army back. Like, that was, I don't know. He did not use the skirms. I think he just like went in full panic mode and just made a lot of really bad decisions and moves. But either way, Migo obviously a really good player, so he ended up taking the series 3-0. Good games by Sir Musket, but just not proving to be enough to take on Amigo here.